As to the game, here's the conventional wisdom on the game from the sports drive-bys, the expert analysts who have, at least the ones I've had time to read, and I just did that this morning. Today is the first day I got into it. It seems that no matter where you go, in New York Post, New York Daily News, Sports Illustrated, whatever it's the uniformity in the sports drive-bys is like the uniformity in the news drive-bys. If one news drive-by says that the choice of Dick Cheney brings gravitas, then all 75 journalists will say he brings gravitas. Well, same thing happens in sports drive-bys. And the conventional wisdom, the key to the game is Gronkowski. Number 87 for the Patriots. The key to the game is if Gronkowski catches 7 or 8 balls for minimum 85, 90 yards, Patriots win. It means the Seahawks haven't been able to stop him. How the Seahawks stop him? They got to jam him at the line. They've got to make sure the guy does not get into his route. Because you take Gronkowski away from Brady, and you have taken 30, 40% of the Patriots' offense away from him, and that's how the Seahawks win. That's one bit of conventional wisdom. The other bit of conventional wisdom is that the Seahawks are not going to be able to stop Gronkowski, no matter what kind of technique they employ. If they try 2 or 3 jamming at the line of scrimmage, get him off his route, or if they double or triple cover, that isn't going to work because it'll leave Julian Edelman or Danny Amendola open, and Brady can hit them all day long. And there's a sentimental choice I've detected in the drive-bys for Brady. Russell Wilson is young, and Russell, he won last year. And if Brady wins, he could be the first quarterback to win 4 Super Bowls since Joe Montana did it. And Joe Montana was the first quarterback to do it since Terry Bradshaw. It had been Bradshaw and Brady. Bradshaw, Montana, the only quarterbacks with 4 Super Bowls. Wins, and Brady could become the third. It'd be a great, great achievement, caps a career and all that. It's a sentimental choice there is Brady. Russell Wilson, he's got a sentimental favoritism attached, but he's young, and he's going to be back many, many times. See, what else conventional wisdom have I? The Legion of Doom, the defensive backfield for the Seahawks, could be impacted by the birth of Richard Sherman's child. Richard Sherman's fiancée is preggers. And it is unknown what Sherman will do if his fiancée goes into labor on Sunday afternoon. Sherman has not answered definitively whether he would go to the hospital to be present for the birth or whether he would stay and play in the game. Now, you and I both know what Sherman's going to do. Sherman is going to play in the game. And Sherman has already, in a press conference, he's already said that his child, still in the womb, already has the decency and sense of manners to stay in there until after the game. That is almost a quote. No, it's not his wife. His fiancée, his girlfriend, is pregnant. Now, on the Patriots side, the way that the Seahawks can win is to get to Brady. And the key on the Seahawks defense is Michael Bennett. Keep a sharp eye on sometimes plays defensive end, sometimes outside linebacker. Michael Bennett, who is perhaps the best pass-rushing defensive lineman, outside linebacker in the NFL today by reputation. And if Dan Connolly and Vollmer cannot keep Bennett away from Brady, then it's going to be academic. The Seahawks will win. So this is the conventional wisdom thinking on both sides. Now, the outcome of the game is not conventional wisdom. Some expect a low-scoring game because the defenses are powerful, hard-hitting, and aggressive. And I haven't seen anybody who expects a blowout. And I've found very few reporters who even expect a high-scoring game. Most of the reporters I've read think it's going to be in the teens, like 19-15, 16-13. Some say one team might score in the 20s. I guess and I haven't read them all, but it seems to me that the sports drive-bys I have read, the majority, I'm picking the Patriots to win. And that's pretty much it. That's just what the analysts that I've read think. I haven't applied my own thought to this. And I think it's the first Super Bowl in I don't know how many years where that's happened. By the way, Stephen Limbaugh is with a PH. Stephen with a PH, not a V in there. And his album Pants, it's at Amazon, iTunes. I forgot to mention that. Now, on the Super Bowl, folks, I'm going to give you a cliche, but it really is true. In predicting the outcome of this game, it really is no more complicated than saying the team that plays better is going to win. And that is inarguably true. You hope that it's a great game, and you hope that both teams show up and perform at their peak potential. That would give you a great game. But if one of the quarterbacks isn't throwing well then if one of the running backs has a tendency to drop the ball, if there's turnover differential that favors one team, that's going to affect the outcome of the game, and that's going to come down to how well these teams perform. On paper, it's a great Super Bowl. On paper, you really do have the two best teams in the league playing. On paper, it's a dream Super Bowl. But on any given day, you never know if everybody on a team is going to be performing at peak potential, peak level, at their optimum. Brady's got a cold, for example. You just don't know if that's going to have any impact. If the Seahawks pass rush is anywhere like the Giants pass rush, the last two Super Bowls where the Giants played the Patriots, then the Seahawks are going to win this thing. That would come down as the offensive line of Patriots. Are they going to have a good day? And these are the things that you can't predict. You can't predict karma or any of the things that determine whether or not athletes are going to be playing at their best. Now, when experts start handicapping and predicting winners, you'll note that even though they don't say so, they're all doing it on the basis that both teams are going to show up and be their best. And normally in a Super Bowl, there's one team that is usually acknowledged better than the other. So that if that team shows up and performs at its peak level, it's no doubt they're going to win, barring unexpected turnover, but that even impacts whether they're playing their best. This is pretty evenly matched. The way these teams score points is different, though. Patriots do not have a running, scrambling quarterback. Brady pretty much locked there in the pocket. Russell Wilson, totally opposite, totally different. Look at that game between the Seahawks and the Packers. The Seahawks didn't show up for the first 55 minutes. If the Packers had just kept playing as well as they had the first 55 minutes, they would have won the game. But something happened. And the coaches will tell you they have no idea why momentum shifts. If they could coach that, then they would never have heart attacks and they would never get fired. But you can't determine what's going to shift momentum. You don't have a home crowd in a game like this, so that's also a factor. So it's really, when both teams evenly match like this, it's hard to predict it. It is going to come down to which of these two teams blows it, or which of the two teams just outperforms the other. And that's Belichick's point. Previous experience doesn't matter. It's who play. Belichick's got this trick. Pre-game, he plays a horse race for his team, and he stops it at every turn and takes bets. Players bet who's going to win. He stops at a halfway point, takes more bets. Stops at the third turn, final turn before the final, one more round of bets. And then it's over and he wins, and he says, do you realize what we just did didn't matter? Didn't matter who was in first place at the first turn. Didn't matter who was in first place at the third turn. None of that mattered. What mattered is who was in first place when it was over. That's how he motivates his guys to play the whole game and to stay focused on what matters and what doesn't. Just game like this, with even matchups like this, it should be a good game. You're hoping it will be. Well, no, there's also no way of factoring if the Patriots are going to get away with cheating in the Super Bowl. So that's another factor, too. I mean, people are going to be thinking about that. I mean, you can't. I'm not accusing them of it. But I guarantee you some of the fans, by the first hour of tailgating, sufficient adult beverages consumed, are going to be thinking about nothing but that. See you Monday.